Russian oligarchs believe Putin tricked them into appearing to support the war in Ukraine, and got them all sanctioned, report says.
Here's a summary of the article.
Russian oligarchs say Putin tricked them into supporting his war in Ukraine, per the New York Times. As the cracks in Russia's war on Ukraine deepen, Russian oligarchs sanctioned by the West are now saying Russian President Vladimir Putin tricked them into appearing to support his invasion of Ukraine, according to an extensive investigation published Saturday by the New York Times. If everyone around you is telling you for 22 years that you are a super genius, then you will start to believe that this is who you are, Oleg Tinkov, a former Russian banking mogul who turned on Putin this year, told the Times. Russian businesspeople, Russian officials, the Russian people, they saw a Tsar in him. He just went nuts. As the special military operation has dragged on, some Russian oligarchs have expressed doubt and frustration after they were heavily sanctioned by Western nations as a result of their allyship with Putin, the Times reported. Ray Melnichenko, a coal and fertilizer billionaire, woke up on February 24 to madness in Ukraine but already had a meeting scheduled with Putin for that day, per the Times. Putin's war has increasingly become a point of pride for the Russian president, who seems to hope it will cement his glory in Russian history.
This post received a score of 32,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Spare a thought for the kleptocrat.
All out of thought. Can I offer you a prayer in these trying times?
Can I offer an egg prayer in these frying times?
Easy, this is over.
Damn, that was painful, but omelet you slide this time.
What tricks did he use? Promising them their share of spoils when Ukraine was conquered? From the NYT Source article.
Nice posting the article because most of the commenters don't seem to have read it. It means they easily can't back out of their apparent support for the war. If they then try to undo this alliance, they need to do it publicly, which inevitably causes them to. We are really watching remarkable history in real time. Putin will be talked about like Stalin or Hitler in textbooks to come.
Stalin expanded the USSR's influence over half of Europe. Putin will preside over the demise and dislocation of Russia.
Participants in mass genocide only feel sympathy when it's no longer the financial windfall they were expecting. They weren't tricked, they made their decisions based on assumptions that the West would do nothing, letting them make trillions off Ukrainian assets and resources.
Yep, this is just rats jumping from a sinking ship. Like how so many of Hitler's inner circle turned on him in the closing days of World War II.
But hey, however insincere the motives, that's still good for Ukraine. Less and less unity within Russia.
Yup. This is the point of the sanctions. They're cracking externally from the weapons and intel that Ukraine has been getting, and now we're seeing the cracks internally. If they don't stop, then at some point the cracks will meet in the middle and the whole thing breaks.
Fuck the liars. They all jumped in on the assumption that there was yet another country they could plunder and strip off its asset. Look at what they are doing in areas under occupation, looting grain, art, or anything nailed or not nailed down. They are all complicit and should pay the price.
I don't think they were tricked. They probably all believed that Ukraine would be steamrolled in a matter of days so that sanctions wouldn't matter, as they'd capture Ukraine's natural resources. That didn't pan out, so now they are turning on him.
They were tricked into believing the Russian military could take on Ukraine.
Even Putin was tricked. The Russians fell for their own nationalistic lies. They spent the last century convincing themselves and everyone else that they single-handedly won WW2.
Bullshit. Their hardliners were pushing him for this war. They got their war and just didn't expect it blow up in their faces and to be held accountable. Now they want to distance themselves from him. Probably the same rich mongrels who have been funding far right-wing propaganda around the world.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.